Passwords are one of the oldest parts of IT, and somehow they're still one of the easiest places for a growing company to get security wrong. Here's the thing though, it's usually not that your employees don't know a password should be strong. Everyone, or at least most people I like to believe, know not to use password 123. The problem is scale. Someone at your company might have access or logins for Slack, accounting software, HR systems, a handful of AI tools, and a dozen vendor portals. So asking people to invent and remember 25 completely unique and strong passwords just doesn't hold up to how people behave. So today, I want to walk you all through why that happens and what actually fixes it, and not another PDF telling you to add a symbol to your password. Hi, I'm Lamir Carter from Carter Systems IT, and we help B2B software and AI companies build secure, scalable IT operations so the founders can spend less time managing the technology and more time growing the business. If password security at your company is basically hope for the best, then this video is for you. Here's the risk with using a reused password. And mind you, it's not that the password itself is weak, it's that one password can unlock several different systems at once. Now let's just say, for an example, an employee uses the same password for a project management tool and their company email. Let's say also the project management provider, they get breached, and now that password is in a database somewhere an attacker controls. That attacker doesn't need to guess your Google Workspace password. They already have something worth trying. That's called credential stuffing. And that's when an attacker takes credentials that have been leaked somewhere else and automatically tests them against a bunch of other services. Verizon's 2025 data breach investigations report found compromised credentials were involved in 22% of breaches that year. When they looked at credentials pulled off of malware-infected devices, only 49% of a person's saved passwords were actually distinct. So what does this mean? This means that half were reused or close variations. And actual credential stuffing traffic made up a median of 19% of daily login attempts. For years, the standard advice was make a complicated password. They said to mix in uppercase, lowercase, add a number, add symbols, and then change the whole thing every 90 days. Then repeat that process for every single app that you use. Modern guidance has moved on from most of that. NIST current guidelines emphasizes length over complexity. So 15 characters minimum, long passphrases are fine, and organizations should not force the uppercase, lowercase symbol rules or force the periodic resets unless there's evidence of a compromise. That last point trips people up, and I understand. Forcing a password change every few months may sound secure, but it usually isn't. Someone using the password startup 2026 with an exclamation point is just gonna change it to startup 2027 with an exclamation point the next time. So the password technically didn't change. The security problem didn't move an inch. NIST real recommendation is to screen new passwords against a list of common and previously breached ones instead. And that's something that people can actually follow. The most practical fix here is a password manager. Instead of someone trying to remember 25 passwords, the manager generates and stores a unique one for every service. Now, nobody has to remember Marketing Team 2026 anymore. They get something randomly generated that looks like nonsense, mind you. But the most important thing is no one has to memorize it. For the company, I go one step further and I would use a company managed password manager, not just with whatever each person prefers. That gives you one central place for credentials that actually belong to the business. Password managers make shared login safer, but that doesn't mean everything should be a shared login. So whenever possible, give each person their own identity instead. Now, picture this. You have 5 people all trying to log into the same marketing tool using one email address. So something gets deleted. Who did it? A customer's data gets exported. By who? A password gets changed. No idea. Individual accounts can't fix this, and applications can tie in audit logs to a real person. So you can revoke access without locking out the other 4 individuals. Shared credentials should only exist when a tool genuinely requires it. And even then, they should belong in a lockdown vault, not in a person's note app. Even a strong, unique password can get stolen. Phishing, malware, even a breach at other company entirely. That's why password management and 2-factor authentication need to be treated as one system and not 2 separate things. NIST recommends MFA on password protected accounts, and CISA goes further, saying organizations should require it wherever possible. So that's email, file storage, remote access, anything touching sensitive data. A password policy shouldn't be a PDF that reads 8 characters and 1 symbol, because a real strategy should answer the bigger question: where credentials live, whether MFA has been enabled or not. Also, what happens the day that someone leaves? That's the same theme that's been running through this entire series. Security does get easier once it's built into how your company already operates. You don't need an enterprise platform to fix this at a 10 or 20 person startup. Start with the basics: unique credentials, a real password manager, and MFA everywhere it applies. And specifically on password manager recovery, I built a free startup account recovery and emergency access plan. It's a fill in the worksheet that walks through exactly who has admin access to your password manager, your Google Workspace, your domain registrar, pretty much all of it. Plus, who to call if you're ever locked out. Now, it takes about 20 minutes to fill in, and it's linked in the description along with a link to book a free 15-minute startup IT assessment if you'd rather just talk it through. With that said, I hope you all found value in this video. Please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I will see you all next time. Have a great rest of the day.